start my lecture on Cittanupassana, mindfulness of mind for this week. Okay, so let me share the slides here. Okay. Yeah. So this week is week 3, so mindfulness of mind. So I have only 3 parts for this week. First is Cittanupassana in the Satipatthana Sutta. Second is practicing in daily life. And third is exercises for mindfulness of mind. Okay, so normally we all are familiar with the Vipassana meditation. So in Vipassana meditation, it requires that you know both the body and mind, right? So in body and mind, mind is more important. Why? Because all the good qualities such as sati, samadhi, vidya, or panya, it all happens in mind, right? It's arise in mind. They are related to the mind. So without knowing our mind, we cannot know how these positive qualities are working together. If we don't know how they work and how they perform, then we cannot develop our practice and we cannot attain the liberation. So this is very important to know the mind. And also, on the other hand, negative qualities in mind are also disturbing us, hindering us. So all the defilement, where do they happen? They happened in the mind only, not in the body. Yeah? Not in the body. How about the lobha, dosa, moha? So where do they happen? Not in our body, in our mind. That's why we need to be aware of their presence. We need to be aware of their disappearance in the mind. If we want to end, if we want to eliminate all the defilements, that's why I want to give a very important message here. Mind is more important than body in Vipassana meditation. This is very important. Sometimes most of the meditator, we focus too much on the body. Oh, we have pain in body. Oh, we have what's the calmness in body, or the relax in body, something like that. But more important thing is the mind, to know the mind rather than knowing the body. Okay, in Satipatthana Sutta or Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the same. There are 16 ways to practice mindfulness of mind. So in other words, we can see like 16 types of mind. So here, 8 types of mind, 8 categories of the ordinary states of the mind, and 8 categories for higher states of the mind. For example, if we have lustful mind, saraga. So we have to be aware of lustful mind. Oh, I am having, my mind is lustful, something like that. And if you have the mind without lust, then you have to be aware that, oh, my mind is not lustful right now, like that. So same thing, anger without anger, delusion without delusion, sloth and torpor, distracted, these all are the ordinary state. So day-to-day life, in your day-to-day life, you can be aware of these 8 categories. Your lustful mind or not lustful, or angry, not angry, or deluded, not deluded, or sometimes contracted, sometimes distracted, like that. So again, in the higher state of mind, we have the jhana state. For example, we are in a very deep concentration. We have to know, yeah, I am having the jhana. I am in the jhana state, like that. And if you don't have jhana, so you have to be aware that, okay, my mind is not in jhana right now. So you have to be aware of that. And immaterial jhana and material jhana, we have 4 immaterial jhana and 4 material jhana. So if we are practicing jhana, also we have to know whether we are in a immaterial jhana or material jhana. Then concentrated mind or not concentrated mind, without samadhi, with samadhi, or without samadhi. We have to be aware of our mind. And liberated mind or not liberated mind, without liberation, we have to know. So these are the 16 types of mind mentioned in the Cittanupassana Sutta. So the Buddha guide us to be aware of these 16 types of mind. So these are the key messages in the Cittanupassana Sutta. I have already explained in the last week as well. So first thing is repeated contemplation of mind as mind. There is no I, there is no you, he or she. Mind is just the mind. Vijnana is just the vijnana, right? Consciousness, we sometimes the translation say like consciousness. So consciousness is just the consciousness. So we have mind and the other people have mind as well. So that I have mind and they have mind. So internally mindfulness and externally mindfulness, then both internally and externally. So both internally and externally has no distinguishing. This is important, yeah? So internally, you may say, okay, this is my body, this is my mind. But externally, you can say, this is the external wall. They have mind, she has mind, he has mind. But when you contemplate, like both internally and externally, there is no discrimination, the same. All are human beings, all are nama and rupa. So that my nama, their nama, there's no distinguishing, there's no discrimination, all are the same. So then the third part is contemplating the nature of arising and passing away. Vayadama nupasiva, samudiyadama nupasiva, vayadama nupasiva. So that's thing. And then both arising and passing away, like that. So while you are contemplating your mind, first thing you will have 3 qualities. First is atapi, is the vidya. So you have to put much effort. And then 2 is clearly knowing, is sampajana. So you must have the full awareness. And the 3rd is satima, is mindfulness. So these 3 things are the qualifications, the quality when you contemplate the mind. And if you do like this, then you will be free from desire and discontent, like that. Okay, so these are the steps. First step is awareness of the mind. Second step is awareness of mind internally, externally, and both internally and externally together. And awareness of the arising and passing away of the mind. Then finally, with the full measure of mindfulness and knowledge, then sati and panya. So one will independent and without being attached to anything to the world. Okay, so I think we will try to watch this movie because during your sharing session, I heard some of you asking how shall we practice mindfulness of mind, how to practice like that. So this is a video that, okay, let me share this video. One moment.
Hi, this is Dare to Do Motivation. And today I want to talk about happiness. When you were a child, you loved and craved chocolate and cake. And you thought, when I'm old, like my parents, I'll have all the chocolate and cake I want, and then I'll be happy. Now you have so much chocolate and cake, but you are bored. So you decide that since cake doesn't make you happy anymore, you will get a car, a house, a television, a husband or wife. Then you'll be happy. So now you have everything. But there are more problems. The car is a problem. The house is a problem. The husband or wife is a problem. The children are a problem. You realize, oh, this is not satisfaction. But Buddha is saying that you only have to know what you are and how you exist. That's all. Just understand your mind, how it works, how attachment and desire arise, how ignorance arises, where emotions come from. It is sufficient to know the nature of all that. Just that gives so much happiness and peace. Your life changes completely. Everything gets turned upside down. What you interpreted as horrible becomes beautiful. And how to check your mind? Just watch how your mind perceives or interprets any object that it contacts. What feeling, comfortable or uncomfortable, arises. Then you check. When I perceive this kind of view, this feeling arises. That emotion comes. I discriminate in such a way. This is how to check the mind, and that is all. It is very simple. You see, in life, in your life, control your emotions and don't let your emotions control you. You will never find happiness unless you understand yourself, unless you understand your emotions and how you perceive things. It is never about the object, but always how you look at it. This is Dare to Do Motivation Stories. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.
Okay, thank you very much. So this movie gives us some insights like how we perceive the world, how we perceive the object. So we have object and mind, right? So we are seeing many objects, we are hearing many objects, we're smelling many objects, we are thinking many objects. So we have object here. And how we perceive those objects, then your emotions, your feeling is just simple tone, but the emotion has more broader sense, it's broader sense. So anyway, so we can say like, when we perceive an object, we have different emotions coming up and different memories coming up. And then finally, we have different decisions in life. We have happiness and unhappiness in life and something like that. So that the key point is, object is not the problem. Don't blame she is wrong, he is wrong, because of she, because of her, because of him. My life becomes nothing, something like that. We are blaming to the object, but object is not the problem. So we need to check our mind, how we are perceiving, how we taking how we are taking the meaning of that object. So we need to check our mind. This is the more important thing. Okay, so I'll do one exercise, okay? So I'll try to check your perception. Okay, so I'll close my video. Okay, you are here, you are still here. Okay, now I am holding a cup in my hand. Okay, so can you please tell me, maybe you can use your imagination and okay, check your mind. What picture is in your mind? the color of the cup, the size of the cup. Okay? Yeah, give me the answer. Any of you, no problem. Welcome. Give me the answer, the color of the cup, the size of the cup, up to you. Check your mind. Huh? Big, white cup. Okay, writing in a chat box also okay. White cup, okay. Oh, big orange mark. Okay. Yeah, color and size, big or small, or which color? Check your mind. You must have a picture. When I tell you I am holding a cup, you must have already a picture. Oh, white. So many white. Medium size. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Teacup, medium white. Okay. So I'll show you my cup. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. You can stop. Things are gray, purple. Okay. Very good. I'll show you my cup so you can check. Yeah. I have the mark. Okay. The golden color and black. See how different. Sometimes we hear the news like, something has happened in this area, that area, in this country, that country. We start imagining using our previous memory. For example, you used to have a white cup, so you have your memory and you try to say, that must be this thing. So we are using our imagination, not the reality. So there are so many pictures in our mind. We stored a lot. We stored a lot day by day. Then when we hear one thing, we try to formulate here. We try to put together all our memory, all our perceptions. Then we try to interpret. That must be this, something like that. Okay. So I will check one more. Okay. This time I give you the sound, so it's easier for you to imagine. Yeah. Okay. I have this thing. Try to listen carefully, and you can tell me the size and appearance. Okay. So you can write in the chat box. This is how we perceive the sound. Yes, it's a bell. Okay. Yes, this is a bell. Correct. Okay, a small bell. Yeah, then small tickle bell. Okay. Water drop. Interesting. Small bell. Notification tone. Okay, it's interesting. Any more answers? Notification. My sound. Notification. Knocking. Okay. Message ringtone. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I'll show you the answer. Okay, so you can see here, I have only one object, but you have many answers. Different people have different answers. Different individuals have different perception, right? Okay, I'll give you the answer. This is the bell I am using here. Can you see this? Small bell, but this is Chinese bell. Okay. Chinese bell. Okay, so my message here is we have different perception, we have different opinions, we have different ideas. So on an object. So why do we need to argue to each other? You know, the reality is just the reality, but we are just what to call them, naming with our own perception. That's why you may heard of the 6 blind men. who encountered the elephant very first time? I think you all know about from India, so you all know about this blind man and the elephant. So they are blind, so that they have never encountered with the elephant before, so that they try to imagine that this must be the tree, this must be the wall, this must be the snake, something like that. So what I want to say is, our mind is always working with the object, perceiving the object based on our previous knowledge and previous habits, and then previous teachings and previous memory. We base on it, and we base on those things. Then we we try to interpret the object like that. That's why we should not have any argument to each other, right? I may be wrong, or she may be wrong, or I may be right, or she may be right. It doesn't matter, because we are trying differently interpreting. This is the thing. So I have read one thing. It's very good message. So that lady, she said, whenever she faced with the different opinions, she tried to calm down herself, and then she says like, will you focus on right or wrong, being right or wrong, or will you focus on happiness? So if you want to be happy, you can accept different opinions, different ideas. You will not argue, oh, you're wrong, I'm right, something like that. So we are not focusing on right or wrong. We are focusing on happiness. Just happiness. So this is the message I like to give you. So this is the nature of the mind. Whenever we hear the sound, we already make the judgment. This must be the what to call the singer, vocalist, what vocalist, or something like that. So automatically we already judge. We already make the assumptions like that. Okay, so let me go on the next slides. Okay, so I will go to the second part, is a practicing in daily life. Okay, so this is your mantra, yeah? Check your mind. So when I went to the Australia, when I did the Dhamma talk in Australia, so one Australian lady, after my Dhamma talk, she say like, okay, I got the mantra. What the mantra is, check my mind. Okay, so this is your personal mantra. Check your mind. Oh, check your mind. Check your mind. Okay. So what can you know when you check your mind? What can you know? Thoughts, judgments, rejections, or agreements, or inner dialogues, or inner voice. These are very often unspoken thoughts and feelings we have. And then comments from inside. For example, if you want to drink water, then your mind is giving command. Okay, take the cup, take the mug, and then hold it, open it, and then drink it. So you have to be mindful. You have to know those commands from inside. This is the mindfulness of mind. Okay, this is the mindfulness of mind. Okay, I have already pretty good. Okay, so when you check is the very first thing, when you practice the mindfulness of mind, the first practice is, how is the mind? You can ask the question to yourself. Instead of looking out at the object, look inside your mind. For example, when you look into the mirror, are you looking at the mirror or are you looking at yourself? Can some of you give me answer? When you look at the mirror, are you looking at the mirror? This mirror is nice or something. Or are you looking at yourself?
Mostly we are looking at ourselves, right?
Myself. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Same way. When you have the object, you have the mind, but don't focus on the object. Check your mind, how your mind is perceiving this object, so that when you have the noisy environment, you will not be disturbed, because object is just the object. Mind is here. So you look inside. Don't look at absorb too much at the outside. Just look at inside. Check your mind. This is the similar thing when we look at the mirror. We look at, oh, I have the pimples here, I have the black spots here, something like that. So you are focusing on yourself, not onto the mirror, right? Okay, so you can be aware of your negative thoughts and positive thoughts and your judgment as well. Most of the time, we are judging ourselves. For example, am I pretty? Am I ugly? So you have many judgments in mind. So you have to be aware of those things. Oh, I am useless. So self-judgment. And what do they think of me? Oh, I have a new dress today. So how do they think of me? I have a new hairstyle. How do they think of me? So those are the judgments in your mind. So you need to be mindful. You need to be aware of those things. So what their impression? Oh, their impression. So it means that if we say like this, if we think in that way, so we are putting our happiness in the other people's hand, because their impression is important for our happiness and unhappiness. So we are putting our happiness, okay, please make me happy, please make me unhappy. So you're trying to give your happiness to the other people. So these are the judgment things that okay, so then we have also judgment towards others as well. For example, like see, he has a bad looking in this dress. Oh, I'm sure he will do things wrong. Or like, why does he look at me this way? Or look, he is behaving badly. So we have many judgments in mind. The object is the same. For example, the rapper may see like, his dress is very nice. But for us, no. He is very bad looking in this dress. He has a bad looking in this dress, something like that. So the object is the same, but our perceptions are different. Okay, second thing is, you have to check what is the condition of the mind right now. So awareness from gross to subtler level. Sometimes we may be aware of our gross mind. We have a very strong thoughts, thinkings, very strong emotions, so we can be aware of that. But sometimes when during our sitting meditation, we can be aware of the very subtle emotions, very subtle defilements. So you have to check, what is the condition of the mind right now? What is the condition of the mind right now? So this is the third tips. So when you check, you may be aware that, like, okay, my mind is full of many things, full of computers, and meetings and graphs and phone messages, like that. Okay, so when you are mindful, when you are really in mindful, you can feel the nature, you can feel the environment fully. Okay, then you can check your condition of the mind. Where is your mind? In present, past, or future? So you can check also, yeah. And number third tip is, what are the undercurrents of the mind? Rather than thoughts or ideas or actions, but we look deep down and looking at the underneath. Why this thought is coming up? Why these ideas coming up? why these habits coming up. These are the root causes. There are the root causes. There are the undercurrents, so that we need to check the mind. What are the undercurrents of the mind? So, but most of the time, I think you can be aware of the undercurrents while you are doing a sitting meditation or walking meditation. Yeah. Okay, these are the exercises for you for this week. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you check how's the mind. Okay, how's the mind? And at the get up time, you get up from the bed. So you can check how is the mind. Okay, and while you're preparing the meals, you can check how is the mind. And at the mindful me time, maybe you're in a hurry or you're boring. You're so bored to eat the diet food, or yeah, you can check how's the mind. Okay, mindful talking. While you're talking, also you check your mind. Okay, sometimes you have the judgments, sometimes you have the inner talks, sometimes you have the commands. Okay, don't talk to her like this. Okay, you should talk to her like this, something like this. So there are many commands in our mind. So you need to check those two things. Okay, mindful listening. While you're listening to others, also you can check how's the mind. Is liking in mind, or is disliking in mind, or any inner talks. Right? Okay, so this is the practice for you for this week. First, exercise 1. So this week, we are going to practice Cittanupassana, right? So that you can select any activities. Okay, maybe for example, at a wake up time, or washing face, or brushing teeth, or toilet time, or cooking, no problem. In the morning time, you can select 2 activities, then try to be mindful, try to practice mindfulness. So you may be aware, you can check your mind only. So you may be aware of sometimes bodily sensation, or like sometimes the heat or cold, the temperature, or sometimes you may be aware of the feelings. It doesn't matter. But what you have to know is how, what are you knowing? What are you knowing? What is in your mind? That's your job. Okay, so please select 2 activities in the morning. Okay, then in the afternoon and in the evening, also select 2 activities. For example, walking time, you decide, you make the determination, okay, I must be mindful while I am walking, while I'm using a phone, while I'm talking, or while I'm eating. So you can select 2 activities. That should be the same for the whole week. So for example, Monday, you selected 2 activities in the morning. So Tuesday, also the same 2 activities, you have to practice again. And then Wednesday, also the same 2 activities, you have to practice again. So the whole week, you select 2 activities for the whole weeks. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you have to select the same activities for the morning, and another 2 activities for the afternoon and the evening. So this is for the week 3. Okay, so every day, every night at 9 p.m., this is your reflection time for a day. Okay, so you can try to reflect yourself. Maybe you may lie down on the bed, or you can sit on the chair. So you can just, is my mind going back to the past? You know, is my mind going forward to the future, or living in present moment? So you can reflect how your mind is going on. Okay, and you can check, okay, in my mind, is there any anger, greed, delusion, unhappiness, something like that? And also you can check judgments. Is there many judgments or reflections, inner talks, or peaceful moment, happiness, concentration, mindfulness? So you can try to revisit your day your experience in a day, how your mind has happened like that. Okay, and the end, so you can write a diary at night and you can write down your achievement in the mindfulness exercises, and you can revisit your mindful moment and appreciate yourself. If you cannot write a diary, for some of you, you may have some difficulties to write a diary, then you please take a few minutes to reflect yourself. This is very, very good exercise for all of us. Okay, so if you can write a diary, it is better. It is better. Okay, so thank you very much for this week. That's all for my lecture today. And so today my key points are: you have different objects. Yeah? You're hearing the sound, or maybe you're imagining there's something. So objects are just the objects. Don't focus too much on the object. Please look deeply into your mind. How is your perception? How your mind is perceiving the object? Okay, this is first thing. And the second thing is, there will be different opinions around you. Within your family members, you may have different ideas, different opinions. Please don't fight with different opinions or ideas. These are different flowers, different colorful flowers. So, in a park, we will see the roses, we will see the daisies, we will see the jasmine. So those are different beauties and different colors. We need to respect we need to respect the different opinions. So what we are looking for? We are looking for the happiness. We are looking for the happiness. We are not behaving like Mr. Right or Miss Right. We are not proving ourselves, okay, I am Mr. Right. No, I am Mr. Happiness, right? So we are looking for the happiness. We are looking for the peace. So that please, so when we have the different opinions, so we need to check our mind, we need to check our attitude and our perceptions, how we are perceiving the things like that. And then when you have thoughts, when you have the judgments, when you have the inner dialogues, or when you have the commands, be mindful, be mindful. Then gradually you will have a peaceful mind, you will have a peaceful life, and you will have the peaceful moment to moment. So these are the key of this lecture. So I hope you will practice mindfulness of mind, Cittanupassana, in this week as well. So yeah, thank you very much. If you have any questions, in this question. Sadhu.
Yeah, thank you very much for your Dhamma today. Much merits to you, Ayya. We will open up the forum for question and answer. If you have any questions for Ayya, please raise your hand. We will allow you to unmute yourself and ask your question. And over the week, we also worked out with Ayya, if you have a question in Hindi, अगर आप हिंदी में कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो आप हिंदी में पूछ सकते हैं. Then we will translate it for Ayya, and back when whatever Ayya answers, then we will try to also translate it in Hindi. So if you have anything to ask in Hindi, please don't be shy. आप question पूछ सकते हैं.
Okay, so while you are thinking to make questions, so I have got two questions from the sharing session. So let me answer these two questions. First question is, why we are deeply involved in something, for example, why we are reading a book very deeply, then how can we do the mindfulness if we do so because while we are reading, we try to relate what we know, what we have known before. So that his question is how the mindfulness works during reading deeply, or we are deeply involving with something like that. So my answer is, we can. If you are mindful, if you have mindful reading, you can read more quickly, and you can read with concentration. You can have clearer picture, you can have clearly seeing what the author is giving, what are the key message of the author. Sometimes when we have a very good mindfulness, sati and samadhi, we can see the author's mind. This author is writing because he has this kind of thought at this moment, something like that. We have more connection with the author. We have more connection, not the book. Yeah, book is just the object. Nah? This is just the object, and the lines inside are just the object. But when you are mindful, you can try to connect. You can connect with the behind the person behind the book, the person who created this book. So you can have more connection. So here, what I want to say is, mindfulness doesn't mean that we know nothing, okay? We just focus on breath, okay? Or for example, we focus on reading and we know nothing. It doesn't mean that way. It doesn't mean that way. If we have the mindfulness, we have more clearer picture. We are like the seeing overview. So this is the thing. And another thing is, you mentioned that, okay, while we are reading, we are thinking something else. We are connecting with our old memories, old teachings, and old knowledges. We are connecting. No? This is new knowledge. This book, the writing in this book is new knowledge, and we are connecting with the old knowledge. That's correct. That is correct. So that we are not arahant. Nah? We are not the Ayya. We are the Putujana. We are the ordinary people. That's why our sati will not be 100% perfect. 100% perfect. So sometimes on and off. While you are reading, you may think of the other events, other stories, or you may think of, okay, this sentence is similar to the other's author or something. Or maybe if you are writing a thesis, you may say, this sentence is good. I want to write down right now, or something like that. So these are on and off mindfulness. But the more you are mindful, the more percentage you have mindfulness, then the more you will have the clear picture of the book, clear picture of the writing, the more connection you have with the author's mind. So that's my answer. And the second question is, how can we be mindful the mental formations? So mental formations are the sankhara. So sankhara, I am going to explain Cittanupassana in next week, next Sunday. So you can learn from that. So at this moment, I can give you a brief explanation. So the sankhara, the mental formation, for example, it includes like our 5 hindrances. Yeah, we have hindrances, nivarana. We call nivarana. Yeah. So when you practice the nivarana, then for example, we have the kamachanda nivarana, okay, the hindrances of sensual pleasure. So we have to contemplate on that hindrance, and then also what are the causes of that hindrance. And why did hindrance is disappear? So we need to also be mindful, more detail, yeah. So I'm going to explain about how to practice the mindfulness of mental formation in next week. Okay, so that's all my answer. Thank you very much, and you can start asking questions. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much, Ayya. Ayya, there were 3 more questions that came from the earlier chat, and I have one more that came during the week that was forwarded to you. I'm gonna ask that question here. So let me first go through the questions that came from the room. Question number 1 is how to have energy and keep going in practicing mindfulness when we don't want to do it. So mostly asking like how to keep the determination, basically.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, it's very common to all of us. Yeah. Yes, it depends. It depends. There are many ways you can try to boost up your mind, boost up your faith. So for me, what I do is sometimes I don't want to meditate. Sometimes I have many excuses. Oh, today I'm so busy. Okay, today I have no time. Oh, today my body is weak. Today my back pain is happening. So many reasons. So what I do is, okay, no problem. I don't target for 1 hour. I just do for 2 minutes. Okay, just sit and 2 minutes meditation. Oh, okay, then 2 minutes I have very good concentration quickly. No, oh, okay, then continue 5 minutes, then 10 minutes like that. So I don't force, I don't target too high. I just collect my concentration and my mindfulness bit by bit. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing is, if I don't want to do the sitting meditation, I do walking meditation. Sometimes walking meditation is very relaxing. Very relaxing. For example, in our university, we are in a mountain area. So mountain area, if I do walking meditation, I can see the mountains, I can see the trees, I can get the wind and then relax. And so I just try to do walking meditation. So, and sometimes, okay, I don't want to do sitting meditation. I feel boring. Then what I do is, okay, I do Metta Bhavana. Okay, then I just start sharing, okay, the east direction, all the beings living in the east direction, may they be happy, may they be free from danger, something like that. So different directions. Then my mind come more and more tranquil. So there are so many ways we can train our mind. Okay, don't stick to one habit. If you stick to one habit, then you cannot do any other things. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayya. Ayya, this question came over the week. I'm gonna just read the question to you. I have a lot of tightness in the lower part of my head. Also, sometimes I have sensation like the muscles are pulling from the top of my head. I also feel movement in head sometimes. Can you please guide how to handle this? Last week you were suggesting to some other meditator who had similar symptoms about softening Pathavi element. Do I need to do that, and how?
Yes, last week I suggested the Dhatu Kammatthana, Dhatu Kammatthana, 4 Dhatu, 4 elements. So if you are interested, you can also practice. Then if you practice that, you can just try to balance the Dhatu, the elements, because you feel the Pathavi Dhatu, the earth elements or solitary elements in your head, so that in solitary elements, there are 6 characteristics, not only the hardness, not only the tightness, yeah. So there is softness as well, so that you can try to focus, you try to ignore the hardness part, you try to focus on the softness. Then you can start meditating like softness. Then your tightness or your hardness will be decreasing. And another thing, what you can practice is the characteristics of Pathavi Dhatu. Also, there are another characteristics is like lightness or heaviness. So if you feel heavy in your head, then you can focus some area that not the whole head has hardness or heaviness. Yeah, there are some part, some small parts still must have softness and lightness. So you need to focus on those areas, and then you can contemplate and you can start meditation. Okay, lightness, 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 lightness. Then you can balance your dhatu, okay, elements, Patavi dhatu. Okay, this is the Dhatu Kammatthana practice. Then other tips I will give you also. It depends on you, your temperament. For example, your temperament is the analysis type. I not only for this question, okay, for the all participants I'm answering. Okay, so when you feel tightness in the head, or when you feel pain in your body, whatever pain, whatever painful feeling in your body, you can use this way. You can check your temperament. For example, you are an analysis type. Then you can try to check why it is happening. Because of the meditation, or because of the too much effort, or because of my disease, some disease or something like that. You try to concentrate on that tightness, and then try to look very carefully, try to understand it. What are the causes? This is for the analysis type, or buddhi charita. Okay. Then second type is, if you are a faith temperament, faithful person, so you can just forget about that pain. Okay, whatever pain arises, I don't care. I must practice. All the Buddha, all the Pachika Buddhas, all the Arahants, all the Aryas practice ardently, diligently. Why not me? I must practice. I must overcome. Then you keep on going. This is the faith, satta charita, faithful temperament. Or if you are very good at the effort, vidya, then you can just fight response. I already explained last week. Fight response. Okay, I will not run away. Must fight. Okay, where is the tightness? Where is the heaviness? Where is the pain? Come on. Okay, I'll fight. And this is the vidya temperament. Okay, these things. And then karuna. If you are very good at compassion, so you can look at your pain with compassion. You just embrace your pain, your tightness in head, your tightness in neck, or your tightness in waist. Just embrace as a small child. The small child, okay, I take care of you. You're so painful. You're suffering. I know you're suffering, my darling. I know your sufferings. Then you embrace the pain like that. So this is for the Garuna Charita. No, there's the compassion, if you are very good at compassion. Or Mudita. For me, what I practice when I feel very painful, because I have back pain. My back pain is almost all the time when I do meditation, sitting meditation. So what I usually do is I look at with mudita, appreciative joy, how I do like, okay, there's the pain in my back, but there is also the places, the places, there's no pain. So I pick up those 20%, I pick up. 80% are pain, 20% are not pain, but I pick up 20%. I appreciate, thank you very much. You're still 20%, you're still good and not painful like that. So these are the things. So you have many ways to deal with the pain. You have many ways to deal with those kinds of problems. It's up to you. You check your temperament, you check your condition of mind, your mind, and you you select the tools. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ayya. Ayya, I'm gonna club a couple of questions which are related to how to get the concentrated mind. Basically, someone wants to know how to calm the inner talk. Someone wanted to know how to control the wandering mind. And someone wanted to know how to take care of like a disturbed sleep. So mostly related towards how to manage the concentration for the mind. Please, Ayya, if you can help answer.
You can start from very basic things. Please don't target too high. You just practice mindfulness, then your most of your problems will be solved. I can guarantee. Just try to practice mindfully every day. Every day. Please don't look down on mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness practice. Okay, now we are listening to the Dhamma talk. Oh, so active. Oh, we should do. But later on, you forget. Then you cannot have the kind of concentration, or you cannot solve your daily life problems. Okay, so please practice mindfulness in daily life regularly, every day. Then bit by bit, day by day, most of your problems will be gone. For example, you want to develop concentration. Without mindfulness, you cannot target concentration. Mindfulness, if you become an expert in mindfulness practice, your concentrations are developed automatically, because you have very good mindfulness already. Yeah, these things. So what I want to suggest is, please start from basic. Okay, don't look down. Oh, okay, these are very small things. I'm Vipassana meditator. I have been practicing Vipassana for many years. So sati is no problem. It's a child play walk. Please don't look out in that way. Okay, so even the noble disciples, they are still practicing Satipatthana in their daily life. Okay, Sotapanna or Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant, they are also practicing Satipatthana. So we need to practice mindfulness every day. Then most of your mental problems, or most of your the problems in your meditation also will be solved. So this is my general question for all of them. If you have any specific question, you can raise the question. Okay, we have some participants. They raised their hands.
Yes, yeah, we'll go back to asking their questions too. I just wanted to go through a couple of more here, which are related to handling the emotions. So somebody wanted to know that how to handle the ego. Somebody hurt the ego, and now how to handle that. Somebody wanted to know that while meditations, they see that a lot of greed is coming in their mind because of the poverty. So how to control that emotion. And the third one wanted to know that mind is same between the internal and external, but how do we know that our emotions are in our control? How do we check that? So mostly related to observing the emotions, and they wanted to know how to control it or how to check it. So the first one was somebody was hurt, and they wanted to know how to handle that one. And the second one was they are getting a lot of greed thoughts in their mind. And the third one wanted to know that if the inner thoughts and inner emotions, are they the same? How do we check the emotions within the mind?
Okay, as you meant, I will start from this question. I will read one by one. Otherwise, my answers will be very general. So I like to give you very specific answers. So the next son, I am sorry if I pronounce wrong. So as you mentioned, there is no difference between external and internal objects, but mind still find the differences. Also in our day-to-day life, we have to take certain decisions, then being mindful how reality can be sensed? Okay, this is a good question. Yeah, there's no differences between internal and external object. That is, in a day-to-day life, it's difficult to realize in that way. We have always discrimination. Okay, this is me, this is he, this is she, like that. So there are, but when you are in a very deep concentration and very deep mindfulness in your meditation, then there will be no differences, external or internal. Okay, but in your daily life, of course, you have to differentiate. Like you have to make decisions sometimes, like that. So what you have to do is, yes, of course, you must have, okay, this is my mother, this is my father, this is my brother. You must have those things. If you have no beings, no things, then you cannot do anything. This is correct. But we have to understand is, we have a different area, right? So when you are in a society, when you're in your family, in your community, of course, you need to use mother, father, sister, brother, and those things, external, internal objects. But what in your mind is, if the more you have more discrimination, the more your mind is complex, the more your mind becomes more defiled. That's why we have to accept how the society is going on, of course, but at the same time, we have to be aware what is happening to our mind, so that we need to, in our mind, in our practice, we need to always remind ourselves, okay, although we are naming this is mother, this is father, but they are just the human being. So they will behave differently. They will behave as they like. So I must accept it. This is the real nature. So your understanding in your side, you must have the understanding things as they really are all the time, internal or external. These are as they really are. Things are as they really are, like that. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I don't mean that you don't have father, you don't have mother, you don't have brother, all are the same. I don't mean in that way. Okay, so these things. And the second question, how to work on wandering mind? Of course, you can do with the determination, Anapana or counting method. Counting method is very important. 1, 2, 3. So if your mind is still wandering, you can also count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So in and out, in and out. So still wandering, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep on using the counting method, so your wandering mind will be okay. So one was watching emotion. He found that his emotions are controlled a little bit, but he has a lot of greed because of puberty. Of course, sometimes sometimes the mindfulness alone is not enough. For example, you know your emotion, negative emotion already, but if you don't have wisdom, if you don't have teaching, Dhamma, you cannot manage well. You just knowing only, but you don't have the tools, you don't have the ways to handle those emotions. That's why you need Panna as well. You need Panna and Sati together. Okay, so you have to listen to the Dhamma talks, you have to listen to the Dhamma lectures and read the books and how to handle the emotions, put it in Buddhist way, how to control the things like that. So, of course, although we are knowing, sometimes, you know, my yogis also tell me very often, okay, before we did not practice mindfulness of feeling. Okay, mindfulness of feeling. So we didn't know, we didn't notice what's happening to us. happiness or not happiness. It doesn't matter. But now we are practicing, start practicing mindfulness, and whenever we look at our feeling, we have greed, we have negative emotions like that. So I don't want to look at my mind. I don't want to look at my feelings like that. Okay, so that it is very important. You must have the right attitude. Okay, right attitude. Are we trying to stop those negative emotions, or are we trying to know the nature, the real nature of negative emotions? If you try to stop, it will bounce back. It will bounce back. I don't like greediness. I don't like hatred. Then that emotion will bounce back all the time. So that we are not trying to stop. We are not trying to reject. We just looking at to understand the nature of those defilements, those kilesa. Then the more we understand, the more we can let go. The more we realize, the more we can let go. So we don't try to stop those things. We accept it. Okay, I'm a greedy person. I accept it. I have anger. I have lobha, dosa, moha. I accept it. No problem. Okay, at the same time, I'll try to be aware. I'll try to know what is the real nature of those things like that. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, I think another question. Some of my family members do not like my way of life. As I'm busy with my own, I have love and compassion every moment for them. Any more may I do? Okay. So it means that your family members cannot understand and cannot understand you. Okay. So as I explained to you, your family members are the objects, and you check your mind and object, right? So please don't too much focus on them. Okay, okay, they don't like me or they like me, but don't focus on them too much. You just check your mind. Do you really have compassion towards them? Do you really think of their goodness? So we have the kaya metta, okay, vaji metta, mano metta. So we have three types. So in loving kindness is the physically, verbally, and mentally. Sometimes you love them, but you don't show them your love. You have compassion, karuna, but you don't show them you have karuna. Your actions are not in the way you think. So it's not correct. So you must show them, okay, I love you all and I care all of you. I have karuna, mudita towards all of you. So you have to speak as well. You have to speak out and you have to act as well. Not only you keep in your mind. So then you will have the more connection with them. And the more important thing is, please don't care. Don't be too serious. They like me or they don't like me. It doesn't matter. No problem. As long as you are liking them, you are loving them, it's enough. It's enough. Don't expect their love or their compassion or their loving kindness. No problem. The way you are just giving them, then they will slowly giving you back. So please don't expect too much like or dislike. No, it's not the problem, okay? Is there a rebirth according to Buddha? If there is a rebirth, where does the man go after his death? Oh, okay. I think this question is not related to my lecture today.
Yes, yeah, we can skip that. That's okay. Yeah.
So you can just read. Okay.
Yes,
Read the books about this. Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, we should take a couple of questions from the raised hand. Is that okay with you, Ayya?
Okay.
We are about
Okay.
6 minutes over the time, but let's take a couple of them. Rajesh, please go ahead with your question.
Vandami Venerable, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sanghaya. Master, I feel very blessed listening your Dhamma talk. I am very lucky. My small question I ask, please tell me how to do meditation on nothingness. And second question is that I have heard and read about there are jhana schools in Burma country. So suppose the students after completion of the course of jhana schools, so do they possess any powers and can they use the psychic powers for the welfare of the beings?
Thank you. Yes, good question. If you train your mind very well, of course, you can have the power. Okay, so first question is how to practice the nothingness. So I'm not sure you're talking about the jhana, nivasanya, nasanya, yatana, jhana, or emptiness, sunyata. What do you mean, nothingness?
Nothingness means the eighth jhana, the after the akasha, after the akash, after the space, nothingness.
Yes, nivasanya, nasanya, yatana, jhana. Yeah, okay.
So how to practice it?
Yeah, we need to vary from the very beginning. We need to start from the mindfulness of breathing, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Then, if your mind is tranquil, if your mind is concentrated, then you will start seeing the light at the tips of your nostril. We call it nimitta, sign of the concentration. So your mind is not wandering anymore. Your mind is just stick to the breath or stick to the air at the tip of the nostril. Then the air at the tips of the nostril becomes shining and shining, more shining. It's like sometimes diamond. It's like diamond. Then just at the tip of the nostril. Then at that stage, you can start practice the jhana. First jhana, we have the 5 factors. 5 factors, but I think if I use Pali words, maybe more confusing or not. Okay, let's say 5 only. Yeah, 5 factors, 5 qualifications. Okay, so first jhana. Also, you have to focus on your breath only, the air only, the air. At that time, that we are not focusing on air, we are focusing on the nimitta, the sign of the concentration. So whenever you practice, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes after starting your meditation, the sign appeared. Then you can just focus at the middle of the sign. Then just there is the absorption stage. Your mind is no wandering. Your mind is just stick at the nimitta. Then you can get the first jhana. Then second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So your concentration becomes stronger and stronger. So four jhana is the we call the rupa jhana. Rupa jhana, 4 jhana. Then you can practice arupa jhana, another 4 jhana. So the emptiness, the nothingness is the neva sanya, nasanya, yatana jhana is the highest one. At that moment, before that, what you can practice to get the immaterial jhana, arupa 4 jhana, how to practice? You have to start from the kasina. We have 10 kasina practice: white kasina, yellow kasina, red kasina, something like that. And also the water kasina, patavi, apo, tejo, vayo. So these also, we have to practice 10 kasina first. Then for me, what I have practiced is the white kasina. So firstly, you practice the Firstly, you practice the Anapana first. Then after Anapana, you can stop the Anapana. Then you can move to the Vaikasina. You can do the Vaikasina. Then after Vaikasina, practicing Vaikasina, then you can start practicing Arupa 4 jhana up to the nothingness, the nothingness jhana. So at that nothingness jhana, what we call is, there is no perception. No perception means you don't have sanya. You don't have, okay, this is the air, or this is the breath, this is the body, this is white color, this is red color. These kind of perceptions are gone, all gone. So tranquil, so subtle, so subtle. So there's no perceptions at that moment. Okay, so your second question, if we attain the jhana, if we attain 8 jhanas, totally 8 jhanas, can we get the psychic power? Yes, we can get the psychic power, but we need to practice another level. After practicing 8 jhanas, we have to practice more thoroughly. For example, you practice first jhana, then you jump to third jhana, then you come back to second jhana, and then you jump to fourth jhana, and you come back to first jhana. So you have to practice so many times within a minute, within a minute. So you have to jump the jhana from one jhana to another, one jhana to another. So it means that you can ask your mind whatever you want at that moment. Your mind is very sharp, very sharp. For example, you say, okay, I want to be in the first jhana. Okay. And I want to be in the second jhana. Okay. So the mind follows your instruction at that moment, So that what you can do is, for example, you want to do the Buddha Gaya, you want to do the Bodh Gaya. No? For us in Myanmar, we have never been to Bodh Gaya. This is our very holy place for the Burmese people. In India, Bodh Gaya is the holy place. So some of my teachers, some of the yogi in Pa'ao, what they can do is, okay, they do meditation and then they just try to have a good, very deep concentration. Then you say, I want to go to Bodh Gaya. Then the mind goes to Bodh Gaya already. Even though you have never been to Bodh Gaya, you can see all the appearance there like that. And can we have the community with this psychic power? Of course we can. For example, my grandfather, he passed away. And I was in a Pa'ao at that time. I was doing intensive meditation about 3 years. So I'm practicing meditation in there. So I worried about my grandfather. Where is he right now? Because he is deaf, no? He cannot hear when he died. He doesn't do meditation. So when he passed away, what is his next life? I wanted to know. Then during meditation, I try to focus on that. Then I saw him in my meditation, and he is in a ghost realm. And he is not he is in his native town. He is not in the place where he died. He is in his native town. He attached to his home. So he was sitting in front of his home with the very, very old dress. So I feel so sorry. Then I share I share my merits to him. Like that. But there's the beyond control, no? Some we can help, some we cannot help, like that. Okay, another experience is during the Metta Bhavana, if you are in a very deep Metta, very deep, pure, very pure Metta, very pure loving kindness, then some invisible beings can approach you to get the kusala from you. get the help from you. So at that moment, you can help them. Okay, you can share the good deeds, merits to them. Then may you be happy, may you be free from danger, and then may you end your ghost life, may you become a higher realm, in a higher realm, like that, something like that. Then you can use your power, your mental power, then you can help them. If you have the psychic power, of course you can help them as well. Yeah, so there are the meditators in meditation centers, especially who attain the jhana. They have those kinds of experience. Okay.
Thank you, Ayya. We are about 15 minutes over, Ayya, and there is just one raised hand. Should we take that last question, Ayya?
Okay.
Ayan, please go ahead with your question.
Hello, good morning. Hello, Ayya. Ayya ji, I have the one question that sometimes our thought is 24/7 and it's going only rolling and rolling. Sometimes it's very judgmental, and sometimes we are very craving. Sometimes it's very feel guilty. It's so many chittas is going and rolling. That time, how can we assign that? How will that we see the mindfulness and we stay in that in present moment? This is my question.
Okay, so yeah, this is normal to all of us. So sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are not happy, sometimes we are greedy, sometimes we are angry, like that. So, but if you don't have mindfulness, if you don't practice mindfulness, your mind will be like, okay, for example, you have anger. So or anger within a short time. But if you have mindfulness, you have anger, then it becomes mindfulness, sati, and anger again, sati, anger again, like that. So it means that your percentage of being angry is lesser when you are mindful. So please don't be disappointed. I am practicing mindfulness. Still, I have many greeds and I have many attachments. No problem. Keep on practicing mindfulness. Okay, you have attachment, you know attachment. You are not happy. Okay, you know you're not happy. Like that. Just keep on practice. Practice is very important. Okay, even though your teacher is teaching you, giving you the guidelines, me, I'm giving you the guidelines, I'm giving you some suggestions, but if you don't practice, you will not get the benefits. So practice is very important. The Buddhism, the essence of Buddhism is the practice, Without practice, we cannot get the benefits. That's why what I want to suggest you is try to practice bit by bit, no problem. Your mind is wandering, or your mind has lots of craving, or your mind has lots of greediness, no problem. You try to accept it. Okay, this is the nature, no problem, I accept it. Then keep on practicing. Okay, I try to be mindful moment to moment. Then you keep practicing. Okay, then you will get the benefits out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ayya. Sadhu for your Dhammadana today. We are taking the session towards closing. I just wanted to announce that next week will be the week 4, and Ayya would be covering the Dhammanusati and the overall reflections. And we also have the recordings of all the sessions so far available on the YouTube channel. Please go visit that. lot of people ask, like, please explain these things again and again. So instead of asking and taking Ayya's time again to explain the same thing, I suggest that you please go ahead and watch those videos again, and then try to listen to it one more time, and that would be helpful for you to do. So that would be my suggestion. We cannot take too much time here. So Ayya, before we close the session, may I please request you to share the merits of the session that we had today?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much all your active listening and active questioning. So I really appreciate on it, and thank you very much. Big kusala for me. So I'm sorry if I couldn't answer your questions due to the time limits. So if you have questions, then you can just write in a WhatsApp, then I'll try to answer. Okay, next week is the last week, so that I would like to suggest you all to practice with the determination and with the commitment. Then we will see in next week. Then we will try. I like to listen to some of you the sharing. So in next week, what I'm thinking is I will try to pick up some participants to answer. Okay, it's the random. Okay. So random. So I will just pick up. Okay. Maybe my pronunciation may be not correct, please forgive me. Then I like to try to pick up some the randomly, so that I can know whether you are following me or not. I just want to know about that. Okay, so thank you very much. So I think I have no WhatsApp. I have only Viber. I'm sorry. I don't usually use the WhatsApp. So you can share the WhatsApp.
Yeah. Can we share the merits, Ayya?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we will share the merits. Sabbe diyo vivasantu sokoroko vinasatu mate bhavantam darayo sukhi diga yuko bhava abhivadana silesa necha vota pasayino chattaro dhamma vatantu ayuvanno sukhambalam.
Yeah, much merit to you for your Dhammadana today. And we are grateful for the time you spent today, Ayya, with us, and the Dhamma that you gave. Somebody asked whether you are visiting India in May, and I think I heard last time that yes, you are visiting in May for the Buddha Purnima. So you would be in Bodh Gaya at that time. Is that the location?
Yeah, I will visit on 4th May. I will visit India on 4th May. So my retreat will be on 6 and 7, I think. Yeah, I will do the Mudita Bhavana during that retreat. So if some of you would like to join, I think you can come and join.
Yes, we will share Ayya's schedule with you once we have that finalized with the help of Samay Seva. Once that schedule is finalized, we will share on the WhatsApp group. So with that, I just wanted to thank you, Ayya, one more time. Much merits to you.
Thank you very
and
much.
we are grateful for the Dhamma that you shared with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Shito. Thank you very much for your organizing.
Yes, Ayya, thank you very much. We will see you again, Ayya, next week.
Thank you.
Until we meet again, Namo Buddhaya to all of us. Ayya, do I have your permission to close the session now?